Marvel fans, our prayers have been answered in more ways than one. Seriously, this is freaking incredible news. New leaks and reports indicate Marvel recently made a big change to the Daredevil Born Again show. And it seems like this is the start of Marvel actually listening to the fans. I'm hyped to talk about this. This is one of the coolest things that's happened to Marvel in a while. So let's get into it. So just a couple of days ago, Jeff Snyder broke news that Fegie Nelson and Karen Page will in fact be in the new version of the Daredevil Born Again show.
God, okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
This is amazing. Holy shit. Of course, the reason this is such a big deal is because in the original version of this show, Feige and Karen were not going to be in it. In fact, the rumors were that they were going to be killed off screen.
Emotional, damn it!
Yeah, I know. It's a stupid idea. I can't believe they were actually going to do that. Now, reportedly, this was all just to subvert expectations and also to establish the MCU Daredevil show as very different than the Netflix show. Like, Matt was going to have a new lawyer partner, and he was actually going to be retired from being Daredevil because Feige died. Again, off screen. Like, basically Matt was going to be like, oh no, Feige died because somebody found out who I was as Daredevil. That put him in danger. I can't be Daredevil. The people close to me are always going to be in danger if I am Daredevil, so I'm not going to do it. Like, apparently this dude wasn't even going to get in the Daredevil suit until episode 4 of the Daredevil Born Again show. Now, a lot of this we know from the big article in the Hollywood Trades that broke the story about the Daredevil Born Again show firing its writers, firing its directors, and stopping, like delaying. And in that report, it talks about how Feige was looking at the show and was basically like, this just isn't working. But of course, the big question was like, what is the new version of the show? Like, what are they changing? We know they're stopping. We know they're hiring new writers. We know they're bringing on new directors. What is this new version of the show? And initially, it was reported by really good insiders like Daniel RPK that Feige and Karen were still not going to be a part of the show. In fact, it kind of seemed like from a lot of reports that the show was going to be very similar to what it was before. And at the time I was hearing these reports, I was like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, why would they stop everything and then just essentially do a lot of what they were already going to do? And it seems like, yeah, that's all wrong. Like, they are definitely changing things. The main point here is they are going to be in the show. That's a massive change. Now, some insiders are claiming this was done very recently. Like, this decision was made within the past week or couple of weeks. Again, I have a hard time believing that, frankly. I don't think so. But regardless, it does seem more or less like a recent decision from Marvel to actually add those people into the Daredevil Born Again show. Like, let me explain this as simply as I can. Marvel was planning on doing something that would have pissed a lot of fans off, and they changed their mind.
True, and yeah, that's pretty true. That's true, and yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's pretty true. That's pretty true. I mean, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
To me, this feels like a huge deal. Like, part of me feels like we might be entering this era at Marvel where they're no longer focused on, like, subverting fan expectations, or maybe at least not subverting expectations as much. Because Marvel was really starting to get this reputation that, like, everything that was cool about certain characters or storylines from the comics would ultimately just be changed for the MCU, and frankly changed in a stupid, like, kind of in-your-face jokey way, like a la Ralph Boner, or even some of the changes from Secret Invasion. Like, it just felt like we were in this place where the love we have of these comic book things, when we watched it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it was almost like that love was being used against us. And that is not a good feeling to have as a fan. So I'm glad they're going in this direction here where it's gonna be different. It also shows they might be getting over their hubris or, like, the ego over there, because I know there's a part of this that's just Kevin Feige wanting the MCU version of things to be different and distinct and be the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, for a long time, Marvel would not really say whether or not the Netflix shows were canon. They were very against that, but all of a sudden, they're considered canon. They're bringing all these actors into this show, and they seem to have decided that the Daredevil Born Again show will match the tone of what you got in the original Daredevil show. And that's just like, makes sense, right? Like, thank God they've decided to do this. The Daredevil show is still maybe one of the best Marvel shows ever created. Its tone, fantastic. That cast, fantastic. Why would you not bring those characters together? And especially Foggy Nelson, like Karen Page too. And I'm happy for Deborah. She's great. This is fantastic. But really, it's more about Foggy here. Foggy is really important to Daredevil. That friendship was amazing, and the way that friendship was explored and had peaks and valleys in the Daredevil show on Netflix was fantastic. Like, why wouldn't you just do that again, right? And so what we're seeing here is the possibility, the potential that Marvel is gonna get over this whole we're the best, we need everything to be MCU, and instead just give the fans more of what they want and use the great stuff that has happened before in Marvel and just bring that right over. Like, you don't have to get tricky and cute with it and always change things. Sometimes a story that worked in comics or a show that worked on a different network worked for a reason. Just emulate that. Seriously, this is really feel good. It's feel good to have those characters back together, but it's feel good for fans to start to believe that maybe Marvel is just going to give them more of what they actually want. Because we have a ton of new Marvel things on the horizon. Fantastic Four, X-Men, a whole bunch of crazy multiverse stuff. And it was beginning to be this thing with the fans where they're like, well, I love the X-Men, but I don't know about the MCU X-Men. Like, I don't know how they're going to change it up. It might be whack, which is a shame. Like, it should just be like, dude, we're going to get the X-Men within the MCU and with all these other characters. And that's fantastic. Same with the Fantastic Four. So maybe at this juncture where Marvel is frankly on a pretty low note, right? They're kind of in the shitty period of their existence. Maybe from this low point, we can actually now pivot and begin to enter a new era where, again, you just give fans what they want, pay respect to the reasons that people like these characters. And if that mentality comes along and crafts a lot of the stuff that's going to be coming out in the next couple of years, I will love it, man. That is freaking awesome. Like, there's so many fan things that we want. Like, just recast T'Challa. Like, we need T'Challa. Bring T'Challa back. It's what fans want. Just do it. You're doing the Red Hulk. Just do the freaking Red Hulk. Have it be awesome. Have it be the Red Hulk. Same thing with Sentry. Same thing with the Fantastic Four. With all of the stuff that's coming, just do it right. Don't make it all weird and changey. Just give fans what they want. And again, I think we might be actually entering that era for Marvel, and I'm freaking hyped up as a fan. I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. And as I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.